I'm Jim Erickson, Editorial Director at InformationManagement.com. I'm at the TDWI World Conference in Las Vegas with David Stodder, who is the Director of BI Research for the Data Warehousing Institute. He's speaking at the conference. Dave's a longtime analyst. He's been around the community. He's very well known in our circles for a long time. One of the things he's talking about this time around is customer analytics, is something you're speaking on in just a few minutes, I think. And you know, David, these days, when I hear customer analytics, I think I'm hearing marketing analytics, and I think I'm feeling more and more like part of the food chain as well as an observer to all that's going on. Do you agree?
No kidding. Yeah. Well, yeah, we're all producing data that's going to produce billionaires, I think, in no time at all. Yeah, it's a very diverse topic. I mean, it affects marketing. I think a lot of companies have dreams that customer analytics is eventually going to feed into other operations in their organization. Certainly executive management, trying to get those guys a little bit more clued in as to what customers are thinking and that kind of thing.
And I was talking to Frank Boutendijk this morning, who was talking about the ethics of analytics, and this is certainly going to be a big part of the discussion, because it seems like, you know, a lot of the stuff that's happening with big data now and a lot of the activity there, some of these things, it feels like we're doing it because we can do it in some ways, and the answer doesn't necessarily dictate the question. So there's just so much gray area. But when you're talking about customer analytics, you know, where are you focusing your research or your thinking, you know, in terms of the business drivers and what the people who come to a conference like this would be interested in?
Well, for one thing, just to put a little plug out there, actually, Data Warehouse Institute, we're doing a best practices report that I'm heading up on customer analytics. So I just finished up the questionnaire. So I sort of got it in my head. But of course, if I can only remember your question now, but
no, I'm just saying sort of where you're pointing the business folks here at these shows, where their interest is, and you're providing research to them. But what kind of questions are you trying to answer?
Well, I think you know, one is that with customer analytics, you find they're dealing with silos of data. They're not connected. They have a very incomplete view of customers, and so that's a familiar problem at TDWI. The idea of the 360 view, getting a complete view of data. So there's certainly that element of it that they're trying to get to that. But I think the other, which is interesting with social media data, is it's so difficult for organizations to get outside their organization, really see how prospective customers perceive them. You know, I mean, perceive their brands and so forth. And if they can get any of that information at all in the past, it's been very late and really too late to really do anything about it.
Yeah, the view out and the view in, sort of.
Right. And so I think that's I think a real business message of, I mean, just to trip on over to social media and how that might contribute to customer analytics. I think that's a big one. But I think, you know, the ability to get to diverse data and lots of data.
And you know, there's been a long quest for that customer view and trying to get rid of the, you know, million-to-one marketing and the you know, and the one-to-million marketing and get the direct relationships. But now it feels like we're focusing on some sort of different aspects in social. One of the things I've been observing lately, it feels like some of these new trends coming in with big data and things like that and social analytics, it's almost a whole different crowd chasing after that, as opposed to the traditional information management, data management groups in the company working with a more, you know, the SQL kind of world and things like that. I wonder sometimes if those groups are almost operating independently or missing each other as people try to get these projects going. What do you think about that?
Oh, I think that's very true. I think they are. For a lot of evolutionary reasons. I think one is you know, the data scientists that we're hearing an awful lot about. I mean, they've kind of evolved out of these companies that are like at LinkedIn or Facebook or something like that are really, their whole business is knowing customer data on the internet and really taking a very different perspective on it, the analytic kind of perspective. And so I think as other companies that are not, you know, the LinkedIn's and Facebooks are trying to get into that, they're trying to glom that on, and it tends not to be integrated with the BI and data warehousing groups. I think the other thing is certainly the rising power, budget, and analytical sophistication of marketing in organizations, particularly large ones, and so they're starting to hire on, you know, more analytics professionals and data scientists.
Yeah, well, we were following some marketing buzz. The study out of Forrest, or it was Gartner, I think it was saying that CMOs are going to be spending more dollars on technology in 2 years than CIOs. And when you think about it, it makes a lot of sense, just where that kind of intersects with where the operating budgets are.
Absolutely.
What companies are doing are becoming marketing companies more than manufacturing or sales companies. You know, Cisco doesn't sell direct; they don't manufacture anything. They, you know, they build products, but they're not building. So, you know, this is kind of the new economy, and marketing really seems to be the high ground for a lot of the activity, especially given the internet's growth, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's interesting for marketing because, I mean, marketing has often been a seat of the pants kind of, you know, the personal experience, the old ways are the best ways and that kind of thing. And so analytics are really unseating a lot of that kind of thinking. And so there's a lot of turmoil going on there, but I think we're well down that path now.
The old 50% rule of half of it works and half doesn't, but you don't know which is which, right? So, okay. Well, thanks.
If all that data can really solve that problem.
Yeah, well, that's the other question. Are we, you know, again, does the answer dictate, create the question? Does it solve the question of what we're really trying to get at with our marketing or business objectives? Okay, well, great. Well, I'm talking to Dave Stodder, Director of BI Research here at TDWI in Las Vegas. And I'm Jim Erickson at informationmanagement.com. Thanks.